Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial into After Effects. So for the tutorial of today, I'm going to break down my recent animation, the beach animation. So join me. First, here we have the animation composition. So here it is. I've hidden the unnecessary layers, so you can see there. Okay, first, what I did for animation is that I created an illustration into Illustrator, then I imported it as usual. Okay, then first I animated the birds. Those birds flying in the sky. As you can see, these are just two little shapes joined together. So to animate the bird, I just animated the rotation. So if you go inside the bird layer, you have two different shapes. I've placed the anchor point here to animate it. Then I have used an expression called loop out cycle to create a loop for the animation. So you can see that. Okay. Then when I finish to animate the bird, the next step is I animated the sea waves. Like as you can see, the sea wave. Okay, for that I have used a plugin called an effect called Wave Warp with the scene option and the default parameters. So you'll be able to generate all these waves, because if I take this, for example this one, and then I disable the effect, you can see that it is just a stroke, just a line, flat line. So with the effect generate wave on the stroke. Okay, next, animated the leaf in the foreground of the scene. So for the leaf, this is just rotation animation. So I've placed the anchor point. You can see it here. I've placed the anchor point in the bottom. Then I've animated the rotation, and also on the leaf, I've used the expression loop out cycle to loop the animation. So next, I animated the silver, the water hand. Okay, here it is. You can see it coming inside the scene. Here it is. For the water, I've parent all the layers of the hand of the water I'll parent all the layer of the hand of the waiter to a null object called server position. So next, for server position, I've animated the position. Always separate dimension is what I did. I've animated the position and rotation of the layer. You can watch it here. So the next step, I've also animated the saver hand, this part, to create a little bit of rotation. Kind of natural look. Okay. Then next, I animated the drink inside the layer, the juice layer inside the jar. So these are just part animation, frame by frame part animation, to create this smooth effect of juice coming out of the jar. See, these are frame by frame path animation. And then for the juice flowing out, this is just this is another composition. Oh, is it okay? For the juice flowing out is another composition where I have used the mask to shape the juice, and then I've used a plugin called 3D Strokes. And I've used with 3D Strokes. I've used Ripple, also Ripple Effect, and also I've also used animated the trim pad for it to feel. I animated the start and the end position on the end. Also, I've used roughen edges to cut. I've used roughen edges to cut the juice, like to make it feel like a liquid. So you have trim pad animation and also trim pad animation, yes, not trim pad, but end and start animation, because I've used 3D Strokes and I start animation. Okay. Then also I've also used roughen edges for when you are pouring water inside the glass, and then when you stop pouring water, the water react a certain way. So this is it. You can see it here. So I animated the juice filling. Then next I animated the juice inside the glass. So I animated the juice inside the glass. I've actually animated. I created a layer. This is it. That on that layer apply an effect, the Simvary effect wave warp. The Simvary effect I apply on the C wave. I apply it on that Simvary layer. Okay. For it to create this wave. Then next on the juice layer. Where is it? Okay. On the juice layer. This one, on the juice layer, I apply set mate. Set mate, you can create alpha mate mask with it. So alpha mate layer, you use it, I apply an alpha mate layer from the juice wave layer. So it created this wave on the juice, this kind of wave. Okay. Next, I'll also animate the position of this layer for it to fill the glass. So as you can see it here. Next, I animated the eyes and the straw. I animated the position of the eyes. So when you fill water inside a glass with ice inside, the ice goes up. When you fill the water inside, the ice goes up, and also the straw, the volume. So the ice goes up. Then next, I apply on the straw and ice. I apply a wiggle expression. I think I see it here. Let me see. Apply on the scroll, you can see it here, a wiggle expression for it. When something is inside water, we have a less dance object inside water. The object is going to float a little bit inside the water. The object is not going to be static. So I made a wiggle expression on the Y position for it to flow a little bit. So just as if the shoe is going up and down inside the glass, but just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so next, animated the hand of the person drinking the juice. So animated the hand of the person drinking the juice, the position. So when you reach here, the hand is coming inside the scene, then grabbing a glass. So I have a little problem with the finger animation. I think it's because when I was drawing the fingers, I didn't draw it well. I think because I have a problem with the hands animation. They're not really smooth, but with the fingers animation, they're not really smooth. I don't know if you guys have a better technique on how I can do it. This is going to really help me. So animated the finger. These are just part animation. I think it's because I didn't drew the fingers correctly into the Illustrator. I think I was supposed to separate them. Okay. So I animated the fingers. Next, these are just part animation. Animated the finger. Okay. The next person is grabbing the glass. See, you have a rotation animation on the arm. This one. You have a rotation animation. You see, you also have a rotation of this part. This part up. You also have a rotation here to create this natural effect, this natural movement. So when the person is coming back with the glass, animated the straw animation. I created a straw animation with the rotation of the straw. So when you come back with the glass, the straw is following the movement of the glass. So I animated the straw. Okay. When he hits also the glass on the table, there's an overlapping action. So you can see it here. You can see it here. Okay, there's an overlapping action. So you can see it here. Okay, the person putting down the glass, and then the hand is going out of the scene. So for that, I animated the fingers. Animation. There's a finger animation. Animated the fingers. Also animated the fingers. For the fingers, these are just part animation. The same thing I did to grab the glass is the same movement I did to release the glass, but inverted. So then now the hand, the position of the hand coming out of the frame, these are just position animation. Where it is? Yeah. These are just position animation. You can see it here. These are just position animation. You can see it here. These are just position animation. This one. Okay. So now to create this depth of field, this foreground, this depth of field. So I added the Gaussian blur on the left to blur it, as if the camera was focusing on the scene, the main scene, and then it was blurring the element in the foreground. So the next, to create a reflection on the table, I pre-compose all the animation. I pre-compose it and then rotate it, and I pre-compose all the animation, rotate it, and place it into the frame. Here it is, rotation, the reflection. I also added a mask. You can see the mask here. Tap M, there's a mask inside. So here's a reflection on the table. And then I also reduced the opacity, and also I faded the mask. So I think these are for this animation. Very soon my tutorial will not just based on motion graphic tutorial, but also on brand designing and strategy, because I'm also doing brand designing and strategy. So my tutorial will also focus on brand designing and strategy tutorial. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.